Hi, dear children. How are you? All are fine? Okay, so do you know that we have completed up to seventh chapter? Okay, so much fun. You are enjoying, and I'm also enjoying along with as I'm hearing that you are interested in my class. So I'm so happy with that. Okay. Now, I believe that all my children are having enough food, drinking water, exercise. All these are doing it, is it? Okay. So, children, hope you have understood with the chapter rocks, minerals, and salts. Is it so? So, what are the things we have discussed in that chapter? I think we have discussed a lot in the previous classes. I have given a beautiful introduction about this chapter always. So this time also, before going to the next chapter, I would like to talk you about the things what we have learned in the previous class. And do you enjoy that experiment what I have done for you? Do you like it? Okay. About the soil erosion, have you enjoyed that? Okay, my dear. Then, so we have discussed with the rocks, minerals and soil. In that we have learned the three types of rocks: sedimentary rocks, igneous rocks, metamorphic rocks. Okay. So sedimentary rocks we have learned the different types, examples, then igneous rocks, then also with the metamorphic rocks. Clear? After that we learned the uses of rocks. For what all purpose we use this rocks. Then after that, yes, we learned about the coal and petroleum. Okay, that also I told that coal is formed from the plant matter, that plant matter, and also this petroleum, how it is formed, how it is refined, all these things we have discussed. Then after that with the soil erosion and also with the soil conservation. Okay, all it is clear, no children? So we are going to the new chapter, that is chapter 8, simple machines. Okay, what it is? Simple machines. So I think you will be having more fun in this chapter, simple machines, because you all like to have the you like to be in the park for the different rides and all. So there all we are using this simple machines. We have different rides, we are playing in different items, but all there we are getting the we are using this simple machines. So got it?
Today's topic is simple machines. Hi, it's nice to play in this park. Very nice. How this happens? This is seesaw. So how this happens very smoothly. And this is also very nice. Wow, superb. See that, Raju? See that auntie is lifting up the water from the well. Do you know that it's pulley? I'll show you. Now you try to, after this auntie move from the place, I will show you one thing. You have to lift up this water from the well without the support of this. Now just try. Yes, it's very difficult to lift up from there, is it? So instead of that, you try like this. Yes, it's very easy. Yeah, that is what the pulley. That makes which makes our work easier. So all these are simple machines. You got it? So the simple machines makes our work easier. Okay? Now, so the instruments which make our work easier are called machines. The instruments which make our work easier are called machines. Oh, that's what. Okay, so we have to know more about it. We have to learn how this simple machines can be grouped, and also we have to know more about these machines. Okay, wait. Now see this, Raju. See, this is inclined plane. Okay, That means inclined plane is a flat surface with one end higher than the other. A road up a hill is an inclined plane, and so is the slide in a children's park. So that is actually inclined plane. Can you see that one cycle moving? So it also moves very fast. Is it? Is it surprised? Yes, so how it moves very smoothly and also fastly? Because of the wheel. Yes, so wheel and axle is also a simple machine that makes the work easier. You got it? Oh, that's great. So, wheel is also an inclined plane. Wheel is also a simple machine. Now see that man is trying to lift up that load or that stone. Can you see that? Yes. Now see how fastly he is moving that. Yes, with the help of the lever. So lever is also a simple machine. Now you can see in the middle there is the fulcrum. That means the fixed point on which the lever moves. That is called the fulcrum. Okay. And the force that you use on the lever, that is called the effort. You understood? And the weight that you were trying to move is called the load. That's stone. See that load, fulcrum, effort. Can you see that? Yes, everywhere. See that? Fulcrum in the middle, then load is there, and here fulcrum is at the other side. Now here is a magic. See this one? Yes. See, I kept the load here, my effort is here, and the fulcrum is there. Okay, you can see one more. Can you tell me where is the fulcrum? Yes, exactly. There the fulcrum. Is it? Now I am going to give that what it is, effort, and here is the load. Now you got it? Yes, this is how we have to learn about the simple machine. Now this is a screw. Screw is also a simple machine. Yes, a screw is an inclined plane wrapped around a rod, cylinder or pole. So screws are commonly used to hold things together. This is why carpenters prefer using screws to nails. Screws are commonly used in revolving chairs and screw jacks. Can you see this? Yes, it's very interesting, no? Yes, everyone like it. Is it? So we are learning this chapter. Simple machine is a funny way. Okay.
So, hope you have enjoyed this one. Now, let's move to our simple machines once again to have a recall. So, in early days, human beings tried to use tools to make their work easier. So, we call it as the simple machines, which are still being used today. And we also learned that machines help to do our work faster and also with less effort. Which are the 6 types of simple machine? Lever, wheel and axle, pulley, inclined plane, screw and wedge. Repeat. Lever, wheel and axle, pulley, inclined plane, screw and wedge. Got it? Now I'll tell you about the lever. Suppose you take one can and also to try to open that tin can. Okay? Lid of the tin. So, what we use to open that? Yes, we use a metal spoon to lift the lid open. So, the spoon makes it easier for you to open this tin can. So, the spoon is a simple machine. So, if a big piece of rock or stone has to be moved, as you watched in that picturization, a long stick and a small stone will help to do the work. So, the stick here helps in the same way as the handle of the spoon, and both of them are called levers. So, a lever is a simple machine in the form of a rod that can turn around a fixed point. Got it, children? So, the spoon acts as a lever. Now, the force that you use on the lever, that is called the effort. Okay. And the weight that you are trying to move, that is called the load. The fixed point on which the lever moves, that is called the fulcrum. What is it? Fulcrum. Now let's see the classes of levers, which are the three types of levers. I mean, there are three classes of levers. The class of a lever depends on the position of the effort, load and fulcrum. Okay. So, in the first class lever, you think of the seesaw. You have noticed there, no? A seesaw. Okay. You can see that fulcrum is placed between the load and effort. Okay. In the first class lever, where is the fulcrum? Is placed between the load and effort. Okay. Now let's see the second class lever. In the second class lever, what we have to think of? You just think of the bottle opener. Opener, you know. Yes. Or a nut cracker. മുത്തശ്ശിയൊക്കെ ഉള്ളടുത്ത് you will get that nut cracker. പാക്കൊക്കെ പൊട്ടിക്കുന്ന ഇതില്ലേ, that is what the nut cracker. And a wheelbarrow. So the load is placed between the fulcrum and effort. Okay. You do one thing, take your page number 103 and see that picture over there. There also you can find this. So where is the load? In the middle, in between the fulcrum and effort. Now the next one is the third class lever. So in the third class lever, such as our arm is an example for it, and a pair of tweezers. So the effort is placed between the fulcrum and the load. Got it, children? In the first case, fulcrum is in the middle. In the second case, load is in the middle. And in the third case, what is in the middle? Come on, you have to think of. Yes, effort. Okay. So in any class of lever, the shortest distance of the effort from the fulcrum, that is called effort arm. So the shortest distance of the load from the fulcrum, and that is called the load arm. Clear, children? Okay. Now I'll talk to you about one more thing. You can see an activity in your textbook, page number 104. You have to place your pencil box on a table. Now put a long wooden or metal ruler on it. So place a load, you can place as a book on one end of the ruler. Where the ruler rests on the pencil box is the fulcrum. Okay. See that, you can see that picture as it is. Now keep the fulcrum close to the book and press the ruler from the other end with your hand. So the book is lifted easily. Got it, children? That is how we lift the things up. This is an example for the lever. Okay. Children, got it? Now one more thing we'll discuss about the wheel and axle. Okay. So you must have seen a lot of things around you which makes a use of wheels. Can you imagine what it would be like if the wheels were not invented? It is very difficult, no? Yes, there would be no cars, buses and other vehicles and all the other wonderful machines around us. Is it, if the wheels have not invented? So the wheel itself is not a machine, but it becomes one when you combine it with an axle. Got it, children? Wheel itself is not a machine, but it becomes one when you combine it with an axle. So the axle is a rod about which the wheel moves. Okay. Now wheel and axle arrangement is used to lift loads. So examples, what we can say? Pencil sharpener, egg beater, doorknob, and the steering wheel of a car. All these are the examples for this wheel and axle machines. Got it, children? So hope you have enjoyed today's class very much. Is it so? Now it's an activity for you to do in the comment box. Let me see how many children will do that in the comment box. Tell me the class of lever of the bottle opener. Bottle opener belongs to which class of lever? Let me see how many of you will comment that in the comment box. Take care. Have a nice day, my children.